Hey folks, Dan Gibbons, Winninger Professional Development. I want to share with you a relatively new tool that's up on the work site for you to check out. What we have done is we've downloaded all of the closed residential sales for the first 6 months of the year for the entire Northwest MLS. So it's just residential, and it doesn't include short sales, it doesn't include bank-owned, it doesn't have new construction land, it's just residential resale properties. Wanted to look at how hot the market is and wanted to be able to break it down in a couple of different fashions. So, for example, we wanted to look at what happens in the first 14 days in the market here. So I've highlighted two cells on the spreadsheet that I think are particularly important. That is, first 2 weeks, are we selling over asking price, and what percentage of the sales that took place in that time frame were properties that sold in 2 weeks or less. So here we're looking at the entire Northwest MLS. King County has been absolutely on fire. It's just doesn't make any sense at all. It's so crazy. On average, if the first 6 months of your properties have been selling at 4% over asking price, and that's about 64% of the total sales were properties that sold in the first 2 weeks over 4% above asking price. That's looking at King County for the first 6 months of the year. So let's take a look at Snohomish County and see how you folks are doing. So we've got Snohomish County in here. And by the way, there's a number of filters here. You can go look at cities, zip codes, area. You can even drill down and look at price range. But for now, I just want to look at Snohomish County. And King was 4%, 4.1. Snohomish is 1.3. It's still a hot market, just not as sizzling hot as King County. The other thing that we can do here is we can take a look at this tool over here. Allows you to drill down by month, and we can see what the trends are. Because when you look at this for Snohomish County, we're 1% over asking price. About 53% of the sales were properties that sold in the first 2 weeks. But let's go look at what happened last month. 1.8%, almost 2% above asking price, and 62% of the sales in Snohomish County were properties that sold in the first 2 weeks. And look what the difference is between selling in the first 2 weeks versus selling in the balance of the month. There's, 3.5% swing in what you get if you price it properly and sell in the first couple of weeks. And then if it takes more than 90 days, obviously you have to take a pretty big discount. This also tells you what the selling price was compared to the last list price. But I want to focus on the original list price. What happens when you bring it on the market? Snohomish County, though, when you look at it, it's just going to make sense that Area 730 is where the action is. If we'll zoom in here and we'll look at 730, you can see that in southwest Snohomish County, properties that sold in the first 2 weeks sold at over 3% above asking price, and that was almost 2/3 of the sales were properties that had only been in the market 2 weeks or less. So the closer you get to Seattle, the hotter the market is. The further away you get from Seattle, the cooler the market is. So here's the tool. Allows you to go in and take a look. I got to warn you, it only works in Excel 2013. There's some features in the spreadsheet that just aren't supported by earlier versions. It's available for downloading the worksite. It is a big file, I'll warn you. I'll keep this thing updated every month. If you have any questions, thoughts, improvements, things you'd like to know, give me a holler. Love to talk about it. Love to hear your feedback on this. So I hope you enjoy it, and take care.